What's up, family? On Tuesday, DJ Twitch, often referred to as the dancing DJ on The Ellen Show, was found dead in a hotel room in Los Angeles. According to the LA Coroner's Office, he was the victim of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He died by suicide. Now, a lot of people are shocked that something like this could happen to Twitch because, according to those who knew him best, he was a lovable person, always happy, fun to be around. Even people who really didn't know him felt like they knew him because he was so energetic and appeared to be happy all the time. So quite naturally, people are asking, why? One of the most frequent comments I've read online is, you never know what people are going through. True story. I didn't know dude, had never heard of him until today when the news broke. So I figure like if I don't know him and I cover the news on a daily basis, perhaps there are many more of you out there who don't know who he is. So I wanted to share a little background with you. DJ Twitch was born in Montgomery, Alabama. He earned his nickname as a child when he couldn't sit still. He graduated from Lee High School in Montgomery in 2000 and went on to study dance performance at Southern Union State Community College and Chapman University. 6 years ago, he spoke with author and former football player Lewis Howes for the latter's podcast and talked about his background, including being raised by a single mother and how his relationship with his absentee father helped shape him. He said he had always been the don't tell me what I won't do type. He said he remembered talking to his father outside of his work in the parking lot and telling him, hey, I'm joining the dance team. I'm going to need some shows and some money to get supplies. And he went on this tangent. I was like, oh, that means I'm really supposed to do this then. In 2003, Twitch was a semi-finalist on MTV's Wade Robson project and was also a runner-up on the television competition Star Search. Becoming a runner-up on So You Think You Can Dance in 2008 marked the beginning of his rise to fame, and he would later return to serve as a judge for that competition. In 2014, Ellen DeGeneres brought him on to DJ on her talk show, a job he held down until this year when the show went off the air. But check this out, fam. This is very impressive. Dude started off as a DJ on her show and ended up being a co-executive producer by 2020. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's take a few steps back. According to all who knew him well, DJ Twitch was the life of the party. Wherever he went, he lit up the room. And I find it very sad that with all that light he shined on others, he couldn't get out of the darkness for himself. That's cold. I also find it strange that a person who is loved by so many, who is a loving father and husband, as his wife said, would just off themselves. I get it, fam. People go through things that you may not know that they're going through. So obviously he was going through something. But I'm wondering if we will ever know. It's more important that his family knows. Like if they would ever really know exactly what it was that he was going through. Like you usually get some type of somebody knows something's going on. Like it's somebody who perhaps was the catalyst for him deciding to take his own life. It was somebody that was part of that. It was something going on between him and somebody. Because a happy person, a person who is a loving father and husband, a person who is the life of the party with no history, at least no reported history of depression, just kills himself like that, fam. I feel like it's something more to the story. It's got to be more something. It's got to be more to the story than what we're being told. This makes absolutely no sense. I get it. A lot of times when people kill themselves, the public may not have any clue of their internal battles. But somebody have a clue. The wife know. The kids know. The mama know. The daddy know. The friend knows. Somebody knows. This act of suicide is inconsistent with who he was as a person. Like I say, fam, you never know what people are going through on a daily basis, right? But when somebody is depressed, that's usually, I'm talking about somebody is depressed to the point of suicide. There usually is some type of evidence, some type of red flags, something that people can look back on and say, yeah, I remember this time he did this, and yeah, he's been suicidal before, and yeah, he said this before, and there's something there. There's a record of it. And so this story is incomplete. There's more information out there. And, I'm not saying we necessarily need it. I think it would be good if the fans knew, but it's more important that the family gets closure, because that I've heard people who have had loved ones lose their lives or died to suicide, and they would say, well, they don't know. Yeah, they've had some, but most of these people will say, yeah, they were taking some medication, and yeah, we've talked about it, but they don't know that one event that occurred that made them do it. But there's some type of record of it. That's what I'm saying. Family, if you're going through it, if you're depressed, there's help out there for you. You can just Google. There's help out there for you. Google suicide prevention, and you'll see something out there. You can reach out, you can call, you can send an email or whatever, but there's help out there for you. If you feel like you're in that type of space. A lot of times people make these decisions. They make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. This dude was just 40 years old, still a youngster, still a youngster, 40 years old, but that's still young. That's young. For him to go out like that, nah, fam, it's more to this story. Having said all of that, fam, check on your family. Even if they appear to be happy, check on your family. I know people who have committed suicide, and they appeared to be happy to me. I found out later other things were going on, but they appeared to be happy to me. You ask them how they're doing, they say, oh, great, They never say, oh, I'm going through this and this happened and this happened. A lot of people don't want people to be bothered. They don't want people to feel burdened by what they're going through. So they'll just say anything just to get to the next, conversation, next question, next discussion, whatever. Check on your people, fam, because depression wears a convincing smile. No more talk.